just a person. I'm none of those labels. Maybe I'm just a person. A person just as important and as valid as anybody else that's calling me that shit, or anybody else that's fucking posting that shit in the comment section. Just as important as valid as the person who's watching this goddamn video right now. Maybe we're all equal. Maybe we're all just as fucking same. Maybe we're just fucking crazy people walking around in a world that doesn't make any sense, trying to make fucking sense of it, just trying to minimize the damage we do to everybody else. Maybe that's what I am. Maybe I'm none of those fucking labels. Maybe I'm just a toxic, common, staring person who's trying to make sense of this crazy fucking world.
Top of the morning to you, YouTube. It's your buttery voiced host, HefTV, which it's Friday, which means it's Friday. It's podcast day. I'm very tired. Which also means joined by me, as always, is this guy.
Elite Tumblez.
And more especially, we have a special guest this week, which we're super happy to have with us. The all-powerful Borodul. Borodul, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I don't think you've ever been on one of our podcasts before.
I think one.
One that we never uploaded because it was the one with you and John.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. That's all right, though. That's why we didn't put it up. If we can get this video to 500 million likes, I'll post that.
In an hour.
In an hour.
In an hour. A single hour.
Y'all are late, so nobody gets to... I don't even think I have that footage anymore. I think I just blocked it. But
Was you really? That was bad.
it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It's okay, though. It was what it was. So let's see. It's sunny. It's cold. I don't really have anything to talk about today, so I guess we'll just shoot the shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so you're headed home. What, you're leaving... You were initially going to be leaving Sunday. For everybody that doesn't know, Borodul now lives in Virginia. He doesn't live in New York anymore. So he was up for a little... I love it. Why not? So he's headed back. He was initially supposed to be headed back on Sunday. I think you said you're leaving tomorrow, right?
No, I'm leaving tonight.
Oh, you're leaving tonight?
Yeah, like after this, probably.
Oh, I got you. Oh, I see what you meant.
That's why I don't mind if you take your time editing it, because then it's a surprise.
That's fair. That's fair. And what did you say, Tumblez? I'm sorry?
How long is the drive?
It's about an 8-hour drive. Pennsylvania's the biggest kind of stretch in between of things. But once you get through Pennsylvania, you're pretty much golden. It's trying to get out of the state that you start in is the issue.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is a long haul through that. You spend probably a good majority of the drive in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because West Virginia, you could blow right through West Virginia in like an hour, I think, or something like
even.
that. Yeah, not even.
And you go through Maryland in about 15 minutes, so it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad drive. I only stopped once. If I had a bigger gas tank, I wouldn't have to stop. It's not a bad 8-hour drive. It really isn't. Most people, I remember as a kid, like, feeling like it would take forever to go, like, for a 4-hour drive.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely.
You'd be in the back seat, you're like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Now you're just, like, staring at the road, and you're like, oh, 2 hours went by, okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's very scenic, too. It's a really pretty drive.
Well, right now it's kind of dead.
Was
it?
Right now it's kind of dead, and it's mostly just
That's true.
highway and dead trees, but at least part of it's something. Part of it's mountainous, but, like, once you get out of the mountains and, like, the ass end of the drive is literally just, like, flat land.
Yep.
So it's just, like, a flat highway.
No wonder why people...
And it's not like you can open up on it.
No wonder why there's tornado chasers.
Yo, when we moved down...
anywhere.
Yeah, like,
when we moved down, I swear we were in the middle of a tornado when we moved down.
I remember. I remember when you guys moved down there, and that's actually coming up on a year, which is hard to believe that.
I will be there a year in March.
Yep. Next second week, right?
Yeah, and the lease is up in April, so we'll have to re-sign that.
And you guys are staying at the same place?
Yeah, we're going to stay in the same place.
Nice. That's good you like it.
Yeah.
You kind of made it into your own in this year.
Yeah, in the year we've been there. So I'm going to stick with that and go from there, spend another year in it at least, and then decide from there.
Figure it out, get everything together.
We're working. It's a big process to buy a house.
Yes, it is, and it's a very expensive one.
Yeah, or to build either way. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, me and Tumblez went to go build a Lego house. It exploded.
I know.
I have no idea how it was.
Literally, as soon as they put on the final piece, it just went.
I know.
You had to have that. You had to have that builder's insurance.
That was the thing too. I don't think we actually followed the code.
Yeah, no.
Like there was no code.
Yeah.
I was
Structure.
questioning why it was looking like Leaning Tower Pizza.
We put our parking lot in the living room, so we did not know how to do this.
No.
We don't know stuff.
We don't know stuff.
We just kind of wing it and see what sticks.
We thought it was weird when they carded us to buy Legos. we're old enough to buy it. So they're like, yes, but are you smart enough? And I'm like, oh.
Can I see some ID? Oh, crap.
Yeah, oh, that actually happened. That didn't really happen. Yeah. Although that would be interesting.
Well, that's what the S for is, and next to the class on your license is for smart.
Smart? Oh, yeah. Mine has like a fuck you emoji on it. I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
It's a little poop emoji.
You're using a poop emoji? It's scratch and sniff too.
It's an interactive license.
Oh my god.
It's an interactive. Oh god.
That's funny.
That is funny. So I am super hungover today. We had the work party last night, and I made the awesome idea to just drink beer till like 3 a.m.
Woo!
Then it was a great idea at the time.
You should call me. I want to come over and have that party.
I looking back, I probably should have. But it was a bad mistake. It was just, and it's funny because it's one of those things. Anytime I stay up late and I drink, you can never bounce back like you could when you were younger. Like when I was 18, I'm pretty sure, like 18 through like 20 something, mid 20s. I think my theory was if I can get like a solid 4 hours of sleep, I'll be good. Now it's just like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. It's just like, that was a bad idea.
I can't even do that.
It's so bad, bro. The older you get, the harder it is to do. Which sucks because you got the mind, you got the young mindset, and your body is like, oh.
That was me like 2 years ago. I could do it, but like a year and a half ago. But now I can't. I woke up this morning. I feel like an old man with a hurt back. It's like I got an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, we're like crawling out of bed. Getting old is fun.
Yeah.
And Tumblez, you're lucky because you only drink when you're up to camp, right? Pretty much.
Yeah,
like a shower beer every now and then or something.
Yeah. I don't always drink.
I barely drink.
I don't always drink. When I do, my liver's on fire.
You should probably see somebody about that. I mean, that's like literally on fire.
Yeah, it was
like a little glowing spot. I don't know where your liver is. I don't know stuff.
The one time I decided to really drink, I forgot I had a doctor's appointment the next day.
No!
They were doing blood work too. So like,
sir, you should be dead.
Like your liver is like really, really bad. I'm in like a few days later for the checkup, and they're like, yeah, you're like liver count is high. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. Yeah, you might have fatty liver, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, wait, no, I drank half a liter of Kraken the night before I had this blood work.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Right, like before the 12-hour mark, they said, they said I was supposed to stop drinking shit.
Damn, your liver's was still processing the alcohol while you were getting the blood drawn. It's like, sir, were you drunk when you had this? Why, yes, I was. Yeah, it was a good day. I can't. But I remember the one time. It's not really in the same vein, but I had years and years ago. I had an optometrist appointment, and I decided it'd be a good idea to just get super baked before I went. and never was in my mind thought that hey, I'm gonna stink like this. This dude is gonna be pretty much in my face, and he's gonna be able to tell that I'm high. I didn't use Visine, and I'm pretty sure if I did, they'd be able to tell because they're like, why aren't any of your blood vessels in your eyes? And I was just, he didn't say anything, but the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, that was a bad idea. Not turning your phone on mute during a podcast. Which we're going to fix right now. Yeah, that was not one of my finest moments. You ever have anything like that, Tumblez, where you have something important to do and you're just like, I'm going to get wicked and intoxicated the night before the day of?
Yeah, I had a freaking job interview.
No.
Yes.
Oh, God. Hold on, I want to see if Tumblez has a story for us.
It's kind of like it. I can actually say this on podcast because Mom and Dad know. Are we allowed to? I'm not going to. My brother and myself were like, yo, they're in Florida for the week. Let's have a house party. And, dude, I remember to this day, it was, there was, like, it was pretty much free, almost everything. And I was kind of like,
Whoa.
I'm like,
free
dude,
everything?
yeah.
I would have been at that house party like, so this couch. That's a nice plate. Is that an Xbox? Said free.
And I remember, actually, he used to work at where I work.
Mm-hmm.
He was kicked out by our buddy.
By him? Yeah, our buddy. Oh.
And, oh my god. It was so funny. I remember, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I hear just low munching, and I'm like,
like low key, just like,
yeah, and I'm like, yo, what in the hell? And it's my buddy, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, yo, dude, I found these cheese balls. These things are the best. He's like, I love them, and I was like,
we don't have
cheese balls.
balls.
I was like, cheese balls. The only cheese balls were the one that we threw out. And I was
oh, man.
oh my god. I look over and the trash can is in front of me.
And he's eating out of the trash can? Yo, that is fantastic.
I was like, dude, come on. I'm like, oh my god. He literally had it and he was just grabbing them out and like eating them.
Oh my god. He's like, oh, these are so good. There's like a chicken bone half stuck to one. He's like, chicken and cheese, baby. It's like,
Dude,
oh god.
it was the funniest thing ever.
That's
like,
insane.
Yeah, and like I just hear low crunching. Like he didn't want to share them. It's like, no, you take them.
I'm not gonna. No, you're good on that. You were good on that. So I want to hear about this job interview one. That was actually really great.
All right, so it was about, oh man, what was it? Freaking, I was at HF still.
Okay.
I was at HF still, but like I was just looking around. I had an opportunity, and then this is the place that up in Saratoga I was going to go.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
And dude, it was just like I was supposed to hang out with you or something like later in the day or something like that, and then I had this, and I'm just like I'm nervous as shit, and then.
Just drink a little bit. You'll be fine.
No. So, I hit the pen a couple times. Hit Reptar a few times. Mind you, like an hour before I'm supposed to do this.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I come in there, I'm not dressed to the T's like I usually am. I'm done up pretty good, but I'm pretty sure I'm off my rocker a little bit.
You got like one slipper and one boot on.
And it's just,
your sleepy pants, your robe belt, but no robe. You're just like, can I have a job?
I come in there, I do the interview, it goes pretty good. It goes pretty well. I talked to the guy who wanted to hire me. It's the owner and this, that, and the other thing. And then, like, I go through the
This was the owner that was interviewing you?
Partly.
Okay, so it's like a co-owner, okay.
Yeah. And then, like, he brings me over to another manager, the one I'd be working under. So, I'm exchanging this, and it's it's at a car place, and I'm exchanging like we're talking and things like this. And here I am, just like chilling. This dude's like screaming his head off at like the service people that work there, just in the position that I'm gonna be in.
So you're seeing this, and you're like, "Oh, this is sweet. This is what I signed up for."
Yeah, like
so
he's like, "Oh yeah, you got $4,000 worth of break work here." He's like, "Nah."
Wow.
Yeah, so it doesn't go good, and. Then I get into her office, we do a little interview, and then she asked me about my schedule. And this is where I think she really lost it with me.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I need like Saturdays off so I can hang out with my dudes, because like, we stream and play video games and stuff. And I'm like trying to tell her like, oh, it's like a thing, it's like a side business we do. We like, we play video games.
Yeah, we play video games together.
And we like, stream it.
Yeah, people watch. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you had to explain to her what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So what was her reaction?
And she's like, okay. Like we were watching, we were making some AAA movies.
She's ripping up your application at first. She's like, well,
Yeah, don't think
we'll call you.
Wow. Put it in like a paper shredder. Yeah, we'll give you a call.
Yeah, we'll give you a call.
This
Yeah,
is,
right in front of you.
This is just a formality.
It's
We
got
have
like
to do this.
she's got like for some reason a headshot of Boradil and just put it through the thing. Is that my application? No.
You know, partly to say, I'm sure he probably went over his head anyways, because the guy was pretty new into the business when he went to hire me, so, you know.
And I'm assuming you did not get the position, right?
No, but I'm not sure if that place didn't go under anyways either.
But you know what's funny is, like, if you go into that situation and you know what you're in for, and you're just kind of like, well, probably not going to give a shit about this anyway, because I'm probably not going to get the job.
I think that's how I felt.
You know, and you're just like, fuck it, might as well have fun with it. Wow. Never had a job interview. I couldn't do a job interview under any kind of, like, hungover or drunk, or I just be like,
no, the best
I come in with my beer, and I'm like, should I have a job, please?
No, like, bro, the best was, like,
more.
trying to fake that my mom was sick for like a couple weeks so I could get out of a job, not feel guilty about going back to my other job, and still not make it awkward to get my last 2 paychecks.
Wow.
It's always fun.
Wow.
Sorry, man, I gotta go. My mom's kind of really sick, I gotta move back there. I just can't do this. Oh, yeah. I'm still buying sandwiches here, though, if I can get my paycheck.
That's insane.
Oh, I hated that job. I worked it for 2 weeks. I couldn't stand it.
Oh, at JM's?
Yeah.
Okay.
At JM's.
I love that we're, like, so secretive about some things. But if people watch the videos, they know where we live. They know where we live. They know the town we live in. He's doxed his brother several times, and to this day he did it earlier. He was like, he's like, oh, I'm not going to... And I think it was even in the same podcast one time. You started out, you're like, oh, I'm not going to mention their names. Yeah. 20 minutes later, you totally dropped the names. And I'm like, I thought it was the funniest thing. But it's so funny because nobody cares. Nobody's going to come knocking on our doors and be like, hey, guys, aren't you the internet guys? We're the internet guys.
The internet guys.
Sure.
Like the lame version of Geek Squad.
I know. Well, it's like... the lame version of Geek Squad, we're like the flop squad or something like that. We just
floppy disk.
They send the FBI intern instead.
It's a personal problem, that floppy disk. Leave that alone.
Yeah, they send the intern from the FBI office that usually just gets copier paper instead of the actual agent.
Oh my god!
It's like, hey, I'm supposed to like be here to like take somebody in.
I don't know what you're talking about. You have that mustache. Zzz. What mustache? Sir, you just shaved your mustache right in front of me. Let me see your license. All right, well, his story checks out as a fuck you emoji on it. All right. That sounds about right.
I don't know what to do anyways. I'm just an intern.
Yeah, I'm just an intern. Did I ever tell you guys about the DEA agent story?
No.
Yes.
I told you about it. I didn't tell you about it.
DEAA?
DEA agent.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to be really careful around this one because I don't want to give up. She's no longer working for that particular branch. But just I may have even, so back when I worked at the Clifton Park store, see, at Primmel, there was this very attractive young lady that was kind of like giving me the googly eyes, and I know that look because I give it out 1,000,000 times a day because I'm just weird, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm a creepy guy apparently, but I appreciate art wherever it is, no matter what form it's in. But so at any rate. No, I was good. You okay, buddy? Want a napkin? Bubble wrap? Espresso?
Oh my god, bubble wrap?
I don't think I have any. Oh, I do have bubble wrap.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, we can't give this to him. He just will not stop. This will be the rest of the podcast. It'll be Tumblez ASMR like. There, we hit our ASMR quota for today. Hold on, let me get a little closer so I can stroke the pop sock for people.
like a porno.
Want in on this? This is really good.
Wicked freeway. Yeah.
Come on in. The water's fine. Look at the silence. You people subscribe to watch this. This is all your fault.
I know the fuck. I'm excited.
I haven't either. There's something very fulfilling about it. Okay, so that covers our ASMR portion. It's the greatest thing. I want to. Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to give a special shout out to every. Oh wait, no, I'm getting sidetracked for my story here.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping that in too. I'm not gonna edit that out. So she's so I get her. And she, I'm helping her out and I get her food and everything. She's asking me how to cook it. So I'm telling her how to cook it. And my buddy Fish is like, yo, man, he's like, if you let her leave without getting her number, he's like, I'm deading you. And I was like, oh, man, all right. So, she's in line. And I write my number down, 6. And I go into her in line. And I'm like, hey, if you need any more, cooking tips or whatever, here's my number. And she's like, or just to say hi. And I'm like,
smooth.
I'm like, okay. So she leaves.
Slid into her DMs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like 6 to 10 minutes later, I get a text and it's, hey, it's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no way. She like texted me? Like, okay. I don't have game or like I'm not great with women, believe it or not.
Talking about video games because I'm good at that.
No, I'm okay at video games, but I can get by. So anyway, she leaves, and I'm like, oh shit. So I go and I call her that night, and we start talking, and she loves horror movies, comic books. I'm saying, dude, we were just so like-minded. We had so much in common. I don't think I've ever been with anybody that I've had that much in common with.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm fucking, I'm blazed and, I'm talking to her and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, I'll call you tomorrow. So, I call her again tomorrow. And she's like, oh, yeah, again, I'm sitting there and I'm blazed. And she's like, how, I was asking her how her day was. She's like, I was like, oh, what do you do? Because I knew she worked at the kickboxing place because she also worked at the kickboxing. She's like, oh, I'm a DEA agent. And I'm like, sitting there and I'm looking at my mish pole, so just like stems and shit, and I'm like, this is not going to work on so many levels. So I'm like, so for the next couple days, I wrestled with like, do I tell her? I mean, because I was very interested in her. She was very interested in me, which will never happen again. So it was like the soup that got away. So I call her, and I'm like, hey, look, I want to be honest with you because I'd like you. I was like, I smoke marijuana. I smoke weed. I was like, I don't sell it. I don't deal it. I'm strictly on the consumer side. And she goes, oh, and I'm like, because I figured that. And she's like, well, I don't care. She's like, but for my job, if we were to date, they would look into you. And I'm like, I get it. I have family that works in the state and family that works, so I understand. And that was it. And I was like, that's cool. I was like, I'll tell you what. I was like, it's not you, it's me. And she goes, wow. And I was like, yeah. So I was like, I've never been able to use that on anybody before. I was like, and humor's kind of my deflecting thing. See? That'd be pretty good up near the mic, too. The on the beard one. We'll save that for the end. Stick around for Tumblez' beard ASMR. And that was that. She was really cool about it. She understood and was super cool. I definitely think she was bummed. I know I was bummed. And then, we remained friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And, we kind of, we'd like each other's posts and blah, blah, blah. But obviously there was no real, contact or anything like that. And then years later, I just stopped hearing from her. And that's fine. That's how it goes. Years later, I run into her at the same place. I hadn't seen her, like I said, in a couple of years. She's like, oh, you're still here? And I was like, who the hell are you? And then I was like, oh, right. It's blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, it's good to see you. We caught up for a couple minutes. She's like, yeah, I'm not in that field anymore. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then watch her dude. And don't this dude just look like a taller version of me? Bald head, facial hair, devilishly handsome dude. But it turns out they were moving somewhere, and that was their last day they were going to be in town. And I was like, well, at least some dude out there is really, really lucky. Could have been me. But that's just to kind of show you how bad my priorities are in life. Is I gave up a chance with this chick because I didn't want to stop smoking pot.
But then you wouldn't have met me.
That's true. I wouldn't have met you. That's true. And it's just like, I look at it like this, man. Like, I'm set in my ways. If you have to change who you are for somebody, that's not going to work out. And even though, granted, it's extremely irresponsible of me to smoke, but it's, it keeps me sane, and I don't, keeps me level, and I just, it makes life a lot easier. And I'm sure I'm gonna catch holy hell for this in the comments. Well, I don't know. People don't really come. Like the deer hunter. He's like the deer hunter over here.
Been staring at him for 5 minutes.
But I figure there's definitely way worse things I could be doing. So that's pretty much that. A little very long-winded story, but yeah, she was the soup that got away, and she was very, very nice, and I wished her the best.
Soup can walk.
So, it's from like Family Guy.
Don't you know the fish and sharks can walk now too?
Oh yeah, the walking fish and the sharks. There are walking fish and walking sharks.
Oh.
That's them running on their little flippers on their back feet. That was on a podcast a while ago.
Dude, Mike lost
Mike loved that, yeah. He honked. Like, he laughed so hard the first time we did that on one of the podcasts. That was great. That ended up being like the last 15 minutes of the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a missed opportunity. Oh, I had another one yesterday. I love the 80s. Love the 80s. We listen to 80s music at work, which I'm absolutely fine with. So, again, in walks an incredibly attractive female, and she's got like almost Flock of Seagulls hair.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like short, but it's like wild, man. And like, the way her makeup was and the dangly earrings, she screamed 1984, and my heart just went. I was like, that's so awesome. So I make them their food. I'm cashing them out, and her friend is with her, but her friend goes first, and the girl with the wild hair is like makes some like mention about the music or something, and so instantly I was just like, oh yeah. I was like, well, honestly, I was like, I love the 80s. I was like, so as soon as I saw you, yeah, she's like, oh, it's the hair. I was like, yeah. I was like, you just screamed the 80s. I was like, my heart went pitter patter, and we ended up talking through her friend's transaction, and then her friend left the store waiting for a friend, and we talked all through her transaction. And then some, because her friend came back in, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, no, that's all right.
Someone's calling me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be back.
No problem. But so anyway, her friend comes back in, because we've been talking for several minutes, and I felt bad, so I was like, I'm sorry. And, she walks out, and my buddy Spence, super shout out to Spence, he's a fucking awesome dude, comes over, and he's like, please tell me you got her number. And I'm like, no. It's like, dude, I don't have game like that, bro. I'm like, I'm not slick. And he was like, which I've heard millions of times, it's like, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I'm like, that's fair. So maybe I'll see her again, who knows. But again, I just got in my own way, and the soup got away from me again.
The only game that I got is, like, going up to one where, like, hey, girl, you want to see someone hot. And, of course, they're just like, well, anything from you isn't. And I was just like, no. This will be. And just show them Pokemon cards. And they're just like, whoa. All right.
Does that work?
Yeah.
The Pokemon cards?
Pokemon cards are Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dating
cards?
tips from Tumblez, guys. Apparently
Yeah.
Pokemon cards are like, chicks love that shit, I guess.
It's like, as soon as you tell them, you're just like, hey, these are Pokemon cards, and then you're like, this right here, bam, is my Blue Eyes White Dragon, and they're just like, Whoa, pants off. Let's do this now.
You know what's funny is my buddy Spence's girlfriend loves Pokemon cards. Loves Pokemon. He's got himself a great woman. She loves video games, loves Pokemon, loves like tabletop gaming.
That's a dying breed.
I'm saying that she's, and I've never met her. I can't wait to meet her. But she seems like an awesome girl. But so they are out there. There are definitely females that enjoy.
I got hit by a bus.
She just got hit by a bus.
And then my bus got hit by a plane.
That was being driven by a boat. So it's just all. That makes sense. Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm trying to think if I got any other. I mean, I got a ton of stories. I just don't know which ones I want to tell on air, like, or ones that I can tell on air.
Where were we at, anyways? Can't remember what the last thing we were talking about.
I don't know. I have no idea what led me down this this path. I have no clue. We were talking about the job with at JM's.
Oh yeah, dude, I hated that dude. I just fucking hated that dude. It was just some dude from Jersey, and he's typical, and then he started swearing and stuff, and I'm like, I'm getting mad, I'm getting angry, I'm gonna smash somebody's face into a grill here. I'm just gonna get out of here before I can.
Probably a best idea.
Oh, it was. It definitely was. I hated that.
The
job.
best place to bring out all your rage is by far
Raid Shadow Legends. Very nice.
Dude, I would
Very
enjoy
nice. Very nice, dude. Oh boy.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. Oh.
So yeah, I lasted 2 weeks there. I went back to HF
And then to Virginia.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can tell many more of my stories on air. Unless I like run them by somebody first. I'm like, do you think it'd be a good idea if I tell this story? People are like, no. Fair enough. So yeah, they're just like, oh, no. Virginia. It's a nice day. Yeah.
I haven't even. Hold on. This is how serial it is.
It's so serious. You're gonna remove the bubble wrap. This is gonna be
dude.
big.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Do you want to hear how my first date ever when I was in 8th grade went?
100%. 100%.
Alright, okay. So it was at
I'm gonna turn my chair for this one. Hold on. Story time with Tumblez.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, I'm playing footsies with Borodale here.
Oh, nice.
One of these. Here.
Oh man.
Go on.
So it was the dance that we went to, and I remember I think it was formal or something. I believe it was called that, and that is when you like people saw the sexy version of Tumblez. I already know I'm sexy, but
An even sexier version of
Tumblez.
which existed. Yes.
It did. Didn't does.
Does. It's still there.
Like,
Does didn't do.
Cause flaw.
putting in a bag.
Nice.
Putting in a bag.
And
So if you just squeeze it hard enough.
He's like, and pudding comes out. I hope it's pudding because I ate some. Oh man.
So we go to the dance, and it was the first time that I met her parents. It was the first time I met her mom, not her dad. Because apparently her dad worked some crazy ass hours at some crazy ass job. And I feel left out.
You want a hat? Here.
No, where did my beanie go?
Oh. Okay, so her dad worked some crazy hours.
So I didn't get to meet him, but I met her for the first time, and she absolutely, because I mean it's kind of hard not to, but she fell in love with me. She was like, he is awesome, he is a gentleman.
You're a pretty lovable guy.
I am.
You're a pretty lovable guy.
Am.
Both of you
I
guys
love
are
myself.
lovable guys.
I love myself. It's kind of why I'm dating myself. Dude, let me tell you, dinner for two is wicked easy.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's just a hot dog and mac and cheese, bro.
Exactly.
I'm going to get me some tonight.
So her and I went in there, and of course I'm dressed in 9, and she looked absolutely beautiful. And we went to the dance, and we never slow danced because I had never slow danced before, and I did not want to make a fool out of myself.
Oh, slow dance is easy, bro. You just turn in a circle. I see you do it outside all the time. You just turn in a circle, bro. You just
do a little wild.
Yeah, you just back and forth and turn. All right.
And
he does that too. He'll turn in a circle.
We're in the gymnasium where they have the music playing and stuff, and I think like 30 minutes go by and I can't find her. I don't know where she went. So I was like, what the hell? Where'd she go? No, my buddy, well, I don't give a fuck if I use names. Really don't care. I don't know where he is.
Just don't use last names. Just use first name.
Yeah. And my buddy Tom walks over, and we pull talk, and he's like, yo, there was a fight. And I'm like, there was a fight? He's like, yo, there was a cat fight. And I was like, oh. No, don't tell me she got involved in it. She would have fucked him up. And he was like, dude, I have no idea. He's like, Danielle witnessed it. She's right outside the gymnasium. So we went out there and we were talking to her, and that's where she was.
Okay.
She was, I guess, consoling her or whatever. And for like an hour and a half, Tom, I saw. Yo, you're watching so intently.
You should just hold on. I'll tell you after the story. But you got somebody. I'll tell you in a minute.
So for like an hour and a half, Tom and myself are just flexing on other people walking by. We're like, yo, like these are our girlfriends. We'll beat the shit out of you. It was hilarious. It was, oh my god, it was so funny because like her Danielle's friend who got in the cat fight. That's what it was about.
Okay.
And like she was just consoling her and telling myself, for we're those big bad 8th graders. Like, don't fuck with us. Like, these are our wins.
Yeah.
And then I brought her home. And of course, normally every girl kisses her boyfriend on her porch. Totally missed it.
No.
Totally missed a kiss from her.
Did you not want to go for it, or did she not seem like she was down?
Her eyes were closed, so I don't.
Her eyes were closed?
I don't know.
She just like did you guide her up to her door? Like, did she? She's like, okay, thanks. What? You've been looking at me all night.
And the funny story, when we were at the formal, this really like slow song comes on where you're supposed to slow dance with your girlfriend, and she wanted to, and I was like, whoa.
You start moshing. No, you're like, yeah. Hold on to the night. Yeah, hold on to the memory. We're gonna get a copyright flag for that one.
So I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was in 8th grade. I was like 12.
Yeah.
I was super nervous, right? I had no idea what the hell to do. So like, when
Tums.
All I see is Tina on Bob's Burgers going, the girl's walking over to Tumblez. She's like,
I remember my 8th grade semi-formal. I walked in with 5 girls.
Did you really?
Yeah. Nice. I walked in with 5 girls and walked out with some other dude's girl.
Okay.
You win. You win. I don't know what you win, but you won. But so hold on. I want to hear the rest of this. So
I got my ass kicked for it later in the week.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So was she approaching you for the slow dance? Or
yeah.
She was. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's coming at you.
Yep.
You're feeling super awkward, so you don't know what you want to do.
Yep. And so I did what
did the Ricky Bobby thing where you just
the whole thing. I'm like I'll be right back.
Oh, you dipped? Oh. But, dude,
I've been
that's an awkward age. It's an awkward age. I had more courage And I had more self-confidence when I was a kid than I do at 41.
Dude,
now.
I have more confidence now ever since I met Mrs. Duel.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she brought my confidence
She's
out.
super shout out and much love to Mrs. Duel.
And
Absolutely.
shout out to Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. Throw us money, please.
We need to pay for the parking lot.
We need to pay for the
What's
parking
the
lot.
other one? What's the other one? War robots?
What is it?
War robots?
War robots?
Oh my god.
I've never even heard of that one.
Terrifying.
Maybe nobody has either, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, they mentioned our game. Let's give them money." It's like, oh, you get like a check for 60 cents. I'm like, guys, we did it.
Yeah.
We each get 20 cents.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Don't expect any more.
But expect,
This is your cease and
expect a pay cut.
Here's
No,
your cut and cease and desist.
Yeah, exactly. Stop right away. We're pulling your sponsorship. I definitely, I get it with the just feeling awkward and stuff. Although again, when I was younger, I was all right, man. I was all right. I usually had a girlfriend. Never ended well, but I usually had one. It was cool. So, and dances were my shit. Loved going to dances because all my boys were at the dances. And the only time I never actually went with a girl, I would just meet the girls there and just ask whomever to dance at a slow song.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome because they had square pizza in the cafeteria and Coke. So, and the gym was open, so if you didn't want to dance, you could, or there were two gyms. One, you had to dance, and the other one, they just have open, so if you wanted to go shoot hoops or whatever, you didn't want to go to the dance, at least, you were interacting socially with people, and you could just go do that, too, so it was really cool. So, I'd go in, and it would be great, because it'd always be on Friday nights. Oop. You want to take this real quick?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll cut this for a minute. He's quite the cheeky lad, that one. Quite.
Indeed.
While Board Duel is on this conference call, because I'm a lazy editor, I don't want to have to cut this out.
This is brought to you in part by
Raid
Shadow
Shadow
Legends.
If you use the code, no, because we can't. Because we don't care. But you'll get like 60,000 silver.
Yeah, no, it's
and a what is it? Epic.
An epic character.
Yeah, it's an epic character. Yeah, to play as. Yeah, a random one.
It's so much fun if you use the code. We were never given a code.
Yeah.
We really don't give a shit.
No, not really.
So.
In fact, I've never even played Raid Shadow Legends, nor will I ever. Although I know it is on PC now, making it much easier to go from your PC to mobile gaming.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh.
That is the newest thing for
My God.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid. Also kills wasp.
Yeah. Yes.
Kills them.
Kills bugs. Dead.
I don't know what that stuff is made out of, because cockroaches can survive a nuclear holocaust.
Yeah.
What the hell is in that can?
Pure hatred. You spray them down and they're like... strangles the life out of them.
They're told like 40 times in a row consecutively that they don't matter, and they're just like... Oh, man.
But yeah, the dances basically, I'd go to those, and it would be on a Friday, and so I would always be staying over one of my buddies' places for basically Friday and Saturday. We'd go right from the dance back to one of their places, and we'd talk and fucking shoot the shit, and it got cooler when we got a little older, because we would my one buddy Nick, I was dating his cousin. And he was dating his cousin's best friend. So it was perfect. His cousin would come over, I'd have my girl there, and he'd have his girl there, and we'd all go to this place called Pizza Putt, which was like a mini golf Pizza Hut back in the day. And we'd go there, and then, we'd go back and stuff. So that was really cool. But yeah, I liked the dances. Dances were my shit because there was really never any pressure. I was always just there to hang out with my boys and shit like that. I knew if I wanted to dance with somebody, I could. So
it's funny when we had the dance unit in gym. I absolutely loved doing the partner dancing. Loved it.
Did you?
But of course, there were some guys who were just like, "I'm not touching girls' hand," and then girls being like, "Oh, boys have cuties," and I'm just like.
Which is funny if you think back on that, man. You're like, Oh, you don't want to hold a girl's hand? Like now you just wish you could hold a girl's hand, you know what I mean? Not you, but like, those people that would say that back in the day.
Yep.
Yep. It's like when I remember when I was a kid, because I've been smoking cigarettes forever. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids. It's super bad for you. But I remember I was at a baseball game one time I was from one of my brother's games, I think. So my parents were up in there. And I snuck off to smoke a cigarette with some of these like asshole bully kids or whatever that used to give me shit. And they would always fucking like, bust my balls for smoking. And then you fast forward a couple years, and these dudes have been like, I ended up meeting up with a guy that was from my town years and years later. And like 90% of those people are like hooked on heroin and shit now, and I'm just like, I'm not looking so bad anymore, am I?
Dude, I was Wednesday night. I was walking out to clean the guy's car, and the cashier was like, "Hey, look at this profile picture on Facebook," and it was one of our friends back in Missouri had going. And I looked at the profile picture, and I'm like, "Yo, is that crack?" And she's like, she told me, dude, the profile picture of him smoking out of a pipe.
Ooh.
I'm like, that's probably not a good idea.
No, definitely not a good idea.
No.
Nope. Everything all good though?
Yeah.
Phone call? Okay, good.
Yeah, everything's good.
It was weird.
Yup. Oh, and I'll tell you what else. That's what I wanted to go back to. And you can... Well, I don't know. Maybe it was different times or whatever. But when I was a kid...
Death Wish Coffee.
And his ass.
Yes.
I'll blur that out. Don't worry. This is the first podcast we will have to motion blur stuff. That's pretty good. But yeah, Death Wish Coffee. Super shout out to them. I'm fucking drinking that right now, actually. And I don't know if it was different when I was growing up as opposed to when you're growing up. Because a lot of people don't know this, but like we are all of like, these guys are like way younger than I am. I'm 41, you are...
23.
23, and you
Holy
are...
shit.
I know.
Dude, I'm still
I'm gonna be
baffled.
24 in a couple months.
I know, we know.
Yeah, I'm so baffled that I'm older than you.
And you're what, 26?
25.
25.
Yeah.
So there's a gap. But when I was a kid, the fact that I played guitar was great.
Oh.
Because chicks were just like, I remember this one girl would be, she's like, it was a clever ploy. It was one that I really liked too. And finally was like, she found out I played, she's like, oh, I have an old guitar, it was my dad's guitar or whatever. She's like, do you want to come over and tune it? And I'm like, yep. And then you get there and the thing's got like inches of dust on it. And you're like, there's no way, I'll tune it for you. The strings are like fucking ready to snap, Like, there's no way she's going to be playing this, bro. She just, oh. And then it would get awesome. It would get real awesome. Because then I would, I'd pick it up and I'd start playing. Get all the, once the dust settled, play a little like Tears in Heaven or Stairway to Heaven or something. And it was like, forget about it. And which was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I forget what point it was, that stopped working. The guitar thing was no longer a novelty. And it was just like, you play guitar, all right.
Well, I think it was like, it worked, it stopped somewhere in like junior high.
That was when it was extremely effective, was in junior high.
Really?
Yes, that was when it,
and then it stopped.
And then in high school,
it was
like the later years in high school, it just kind of altogether stopped.
But then it works in the bars.
Kind of. I mean, I remember playing shows and trying to pick up on women, and nobody gave a shit that I played or was in the band. They were just like, dudes, however, were like, oh, you guys were great. Thanks. Not really my demographic, but I appreciate it. There was this one time when I went into a Staples, years after Tui and I's band had broken up, and one of the kids working there was like, holy shit. They're like, wait a minute, weren't you the bass player from Chrysium? And I was like, yeah. I was like, that was me, thank you, because we've been broken up for years, but thanks for remembering me, which was kind of cool. But again, it would have been awesome if it was like, some Tawny Katane looking woman that was just like, oh my god, weren't you the bass player? The SJWs are going to be all over us for this podcast. We might as well, like John Taffert's going to come in, shut it down now. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Gordon Ramsay's going to come in behind him. Are you fucking stupid? You're fucking kidding me.
No,
Sorry, did I get you? I'm not even cooking anything. Why are you?
No, that did work for me. The guitar thing, it did.
It did? Okay.
A couple of times. I had a couple of girlfriends in like junior high. You know.
Nowadays, it's like you have to be a kingpin and you have to have a mixtape and you have to be at least try to be shot.
Dude, I
once.
remember. It was like our merch. Girl
I got you,
too.
son.
I had one band in high school, and it was like our merch girl too.
Oh, that's
our
awesome.
Street team, like our street team girl, and I had the biggest crush on her. And I remember like the year before too, like I was hanging out with her, and like I took a picture with her. Her boyfriend got mad jealous.
Oh, really? Yeah, that'll happen.
But then she was like a merch girl for our band, and it was like after a show, and I'm like, we just started hanging out, and like next day we started dating. I'm like,
really?
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Dude, that's what's up. I remember when Tui and I, because the band we started on was the same guys but under a different name.
Yeah.
And our merch girls were obviously girls. There was two of them. There was Beth and Lisa.
Yeah.
And they were both outstandingly awesome, super supportive people. They would show up to our practices, like every practice they would show up to. Because we were more like we had some like more melodic stuff. We would put people to sleep. That was one of the things we were known for, is people would be able to somehow fall asleep to us in the same room. Yeah. Even when we'd be playing through like our harder stuff. Yeah. Like I don't know what it was. We just, people would nap during it. There's this one dude named Justin that would always fall asleep when he would come over. Lisa and Beth would come over. They'd be awake for like 20, 25 minutes, and then they'd be out. But they were super cool. Shit? They wanted, it was like, well, I've got the album. I'll show you at some point, or I'll get it to you. They wanted to make, and it was funny because, again, with the age discrepancy, I was like in my 20s. I think I was like in my early 20s, like 19 or 20, maybe.
Yeah.
And the guys were still in high school. So, and obviously so were the girls that were, doing the merch and everything. And they wanted to make panties for girls to wear for our band, and I'm like, that is awesome, but that is really, really bad, because I'm like, I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. I'm just like, that's cool. Like, you guys are in high school. I'm sorry. That's just fucking creepy. That never ended up coming to fruition, which was cool. I think there was like one run on sweatshirts done, and that was it. And that was all the merch we ever did.
With sweatshirts.
Yeah, and it was just for the band. It was just for the band. So, and like basically, it was so funny. It was like, that was it.
That's what it was for us too. The band used to be so uneven and stuff because I have a smaller amp, and then like my other guitars had this huge fucking like stage rack fucking with like double stacked Marshall 410s on Marshalls was. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, this dude got like Eddie Van Halen.
He's got the wall of sound right there.
Fucking,
you got your little PV box like that.
It's like, come on, dude.
Sorry, Tumblez, we just got a musician out there for a minute. But, dude,
man.
Band Days, bro. Those are some of the best memories, man. Band Days were fun.
Just sitting there noodling.
Band-Aids are fun as well.
Yeah,
I don't know. Band-Aids. I'm very tired.
Band-Aids.
Band-Aid days.
Band-Aids.
Band-Aid, but whatever. That was good. That was good times.
Yeah, that's how you pick up women nowadays.
It's just be a mumble rapper.
Yeah, you can do that, or you can be drug lord, or
as long as you got money.
Yeah.
You have to have at least been shot at least once.
Yep.
You have to survive at least one stabbing.
Yep.
And
you have
gotta
to
die for it first.
Is that what it is? And then get bought back? Yeah. And you have to drive a car in the winter that has like those small thin tires on it. You're like, if it farts snow, you're gonna flip your car. Like, there's no way that thing is gonna and explode like the Legos.
You did a string night run someone down in a parking lot. There's a lot nowadays.
Yeah, dating's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Obviously not one of my biggest concerns.
I don't have a mixtape.
You have a mixtape?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I wish I had a mixtape.
I was gonna make sure I like just water and feed mine.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Wow. You're sure? You're lucky that she's going to be seeing this after you get home and not like before you get home. She's going to lock your ass out. You just got to feed and water and she's happy. She's not a flower. Oh, she is a flower. She's an awesome girl.
She's pretty simple. She's not too bad. No.
She's simple?
She is.
I fucking love you, bro.
Do you want a shovel to go deeper?
All right. You're a very lucky man.
I don't know how I got her. Actually, she got me with her corny ass jokes, but
did she really?
yeah, it was a corny ass blue-eyed joke.
Oh sure,
You
but
did-
when I do it, I'm weird in the comfort.
Yeah,
zone.
That's because you do it when they're in the bathroom, and you open the door and you're like, "You look beautiful today." It's like, oh my
If
god.
I was a Skittle, will you taste the rainbow?
Shut the door. What was that?
Yeah, no, she hit me up with a corny ass blue-eyed joke, and then we ended up just talking all night long while I was trying to build a stupid fucking desk from like Walmart. Or
Oh, those are the worst. I'm no good at that stuff. I think I killed Tumblez.
But
That's
as long as you get them, as long as you pay attention to them, you know, and feed them. And
just like mogwais. Just like mogwai. Don't feed them after midnight. Keep them away from water. And no bright lights. I think we're good.
That's about Katie right there.
That's nobody ever explained biology or women to me. I fake it.
We just
You still thinking about the poop?
I
aren't
don't
you?
know. I got lucky.
You did get lucky.
She likes the same things I like, so I don't have to do much.
And you guys, like, the dynamic that you guys have, and you see it a lot in the Marco Polos, the way you guys interact with each other and with everybody is like, it's amazing. It's absolutely
That's why
amazing.
I'm like going home early to her.
I don't blame.
I can't just spend like the only week I have off this year and not spend some time with her.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. I'm very happy that you're. I'm very happy for a couple things. I'm super. There, we'll get it over with, Tumblez. My man loves a good poop joke. I'm super happy that we're able to do this. I'm very appreciative that we're able to do the podcast all together. Because we obviously all don't get together very often.
Yeah.
And it was super good that this is the second video that you and I have done together since you've been here this week. We did the gummy bear video, which I will put in the box at the end of this one. And we're doing this. So it was really awesome to see. You know I'm gonna miss it. I think I struck gold with that chick pooping, bro. Like, he'll be okay. We gotta let him do his thing. I don't know. You just gotta let him ride it out. What the hell? So that's cool. So while I'm a little sad that you're leaving early, I mean, you know, you were gonna be leaving on Sunday, so today would have been the last day I saw you anyway. Yeah. But I love that you're going home early to spend time with her, so that you can actually, even though the drive is a little bit long, you can get there and kind of like relax at your place, and not have to look at like an 8-hour drive that you have to do, or have to worry about getting up and leaving and packing your shit and going and stuff. So it's super cool that you're doing that. And please give a big hug to Mama Sue and to Katie for me, and my love, and Trip and Lil Miss, of course. Yeah. And the dead possum.
And the dead possum. Don't forget about Ralph the dead squirrel.
And Ralph the dead squirrel, yes. Although he's
pretty.
Yeah. You good, buddy? I mean, I'll do it again if you want.
Please don't.
I didn't even have to. I just thought it. Sweet, we're on that level. So I guess, do you have anything else you wanted to say, Tumblez?
Tums, breathe before you have a stroke.
Oh, he's good. Oh, this is good. I'm happy he's like this. Tumblez has had a relatively rough week, guys. This is awesome to see. It's good to see it. Unless he's just, I don't know. Unless he's like Joker and he just laughs at like. Yes, that's why I said the joke. I totally pictured it in my head. He's busting his phone out. Are you texting me what you want to say because you're gonna laugh? I'm almost scared to see what he's going to show me.
Oh my god.
If this is like an Eevee taking a dump, bro, I'm. What the hell?
So
Shut the door. So, did you have anything else you wanted to say, Tumblez?
oh man, Raid Shadow Legends.
Nice.
Download it. I'll take my paycheck.
Oh yeah, about that.
Yeah.
I spent your 20 cents. Sorry.
I was gonna get a gumball and put it on like layaway.
We'll still get. You can put the gumball on that quick. All right, fair enough. Yeah, well, one gumball. All right, that'll be a nickel. Can I do it on a layaway? Can you guys have payment plans? What? Don't you have a job?
Well,
Yeah.
I figured if a gumball's 25 cents and I get a paycheck of 20 cents, then I have to wait.
Yeah, you'll have to wait another
Nickel.
like
year to get your next paycheck. Maybe,
So-
maybe if you get one, who knows? How about you, BD? You got anything you want to say, man?
Yeah, I think.
Anything to the audience out there?
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, when this is at the links in the description of Born Duel's home address, list of his fears, and his work schedule. We'll get that to you. Thank you guys so much for this. This was really awesome, and I actually quite enjoyed not having really any kind of plan going into this. It was a lot of fun.
And then we had no idea what the plan was going into this. This podcast has been like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it's a little over an hour. Yeah.
Oh.
So Tumblez, before I do the outro, you want to get your beard ASMR in there?
Oh.
All right. So just watch the mic stand, and so again, this is going to be maybe we should start doing this, the ASMR portion of this, because I'll put ASMR in the title. And somebody will watch it. They'll be like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And then they'll get to it and be like, "Oh, wow, that was that." Raid Shadow Legends. Finish it off with a little.